Hello everyone, I am Nitin JK and today I am going to discuss about the entire process of the drug discovery and development. So in this video we are going to discuss about what is the drug discovery and development, what are the different stages that are involved in drug discovery and development. That is, we are going to study about the discovery phases, preclinical trials and clinical trials. So let's start with the drug discovery and development. In drug discovery and development, the new drug molecules are identified, discovered, and they are developed and launched into the market for the public. The process of the drug discovery and development is highly regulated because it is directly related to the health of the people. It is not as simple as the develop a drug into the lab and brings it into the market for the public. It is a highly complicated process. It requires lot of efforts, lot of time and lot of money. So there are minimum 10 to 12 years are required to develop a drug and brings it into the market, and it requires the permission of regulatory authorities and different government agencies. So now we are going to discuss about the different stages involved in the process of drug discovery. There are mainly four stages: the target identification, target validation, lead identification and lead optimization. We are going to discuss this one by one. The first one is the target identification. In target identification, the one specific target is identified, that is the biological origin of the disease is identified, or the organs that are involved into the disease are also detected. So suppose consider there is a gene. It may be a gene that causes a disease, it may be any protein that result into the disease, or it may be a nucleic acid that causes the disease. So our identified target is any type of a defective gene, any protein or nucleic acid. So this is the target identification. The next step is the target validation. In target validation, we validate the target that we have identified. That is, suppose there is a defective gene that causes the disease. We shortlisted 5 to 6 genes that may involve into the disease, but among that 5 to 6 gene, the only one gene is actually involved into the disease. So we need to validate whether actually that gene is involved into the disease or not. That is, we validate the actual cause of the disease. In target validation, we study the structure activity relationship of the identified target and the functionality of the identified target. This is the target validation. The next step is the lead identification. Lead identification means to identify a lead compound that may be useful in the treatment of the disease. So first of all, we need to know what is the lead compound. Lead compound is the any compound that has maximum ability to bind with the identified target so as to show the maximum therapeutic effect. Because if the drug or the lead compound is not properly bind to the identified target, then it will not show the desirable effect. So it is very essential to identify a specific lead compound that may highly bind to the receptor or identified target to produce the maximum therapeutic effect. The lead compound is the any compound that has 50 to 60% efficacy and potency, and if it is modified, it can be produces 90 to 95% efficacy and safety, and it may act as our lead compound into the drug discovery and development. The next step is the lead optimization. Means the lead compound that we identify is need to be optimized. Means maybe the structure of the lead compound is not safe enough, or maybe the drug may not show that much of efficacy. So we need to optimize the structure, that is, we need to make certain changes into the structure of the molecule so that the drug can efficiently bind to the receptor or target molecule and produces the maximum therapeutic effect and minimum toxic effect. So these are the four stages in the drug discovery. Now we are going to discuss about the preclinical trials. So first of all, what are the preclinical trials? The preclinical trials are carried out into the animals, means the drug which we have discovered is and synthesized is first tested into the small rodent animals like the rat, mice, rabbit, etc. And then their activities are studied in these animals. Then the drug is tested onto the large animals like the dog or monkeys, because they have the same DNA as that of the human being. The main purpose of carrying out the trials in animals to study the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic activities of the drug into the animal. So the preclinical trials are carried out by two methods. One is the in vitro study and in vivo study. In vivo study, the drug is directly tested into the animals, and the in vitro, the result of the in vivo study, that we can determine the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic properties of the drug. And in vitro study means the blood and the plasma are extracted from the body of the animals, and the drug is tested into the tissue and plasma into the lab. But there is one drawback of the in vitro study, that we can only give the information about the pharmacodynamics, that is the therapeutic effect and toxicity of the drug. We cannot determine the pharmacokinetic of the drug via in vitro study. So after the preclinical trial, the INDA application is need to be submitted to the regulatory authority. INDA application is the investigational new drug application. If INDA is approved by the regulatory authority, then the drug is tested into the human being, means clinical trials are carried out. The clinical trials are the systematic investigation of the drug into the human subject. There are mainly 5 stages in the clinical trial. The first one is the phase 0, means human microdosing. In human microdosing, there are 7 to 15 volunteers are involved, and the time duration of the microdosing is 7 days. In human microdosing study, the microdoses means very small doses of the drugs are tested into the healthy human volunteers. The main purpose of the microdosing is to reduce the cost and time which is required for the drug discovery and development, because there are certain drugs that may fail into the various stages of the clinical trials because of the lack of efficacy, or because of the unfavorable pharmacokinetic. So by carrying out the human microdosing studies, we can study the pharmacokinetic properties of the drug, but we cannot determine the pharmacodynamic properties of the drug through the phase 0 or human microdosing study. The next stage is the phase 1 clinical trials. In phase 1, there are 20 to 80 healthy human volunteers are involved, and the drug is tested into the healthy human volunteers. Initially the very small doses of the drugs are administered into the volunteers. Then the dose of the drug is increases in stepwise manner to determine the effective dose of the drug. The main aim of the phase 1 clinical trial is to determine the safety and tolerability of the drug, that is the maximum tolerable drug is identified. Then the next is the phase 2 clinical trial. The phase 2 clinical trial is also called as the therapeutic exploration. In this step, there are near about 100 to 500 people are involved. There are some healthy human volunteers and there are some patients. The drugs are introduced into this patient. There are near about 3 to 4 centers are involved, on which these studies are carried out. The main motto of the phase 2 of the clinical trial is to determine the therapeutic efficacy of the drug, means how the drug is effective, means its percentage, whether it is a 60% effective, 70% effective or 90% effective, means the efficacy of the drug is studied into the phase 2. And we can also then the third stage is phase 3. The phase 3 is called as the therapeutic confirmation. In phase 3 of the clinical trial, the drug is studied into the different population, that is the peoples from the different geographical area and the people from the different genetic makeups. The drugs are tested into the pregnant women or in some old age peoples, in children or adult peoples. The people from the different countries are also involved in the phase 3 clinical trials. There are near about 500 to 3000 people or patients are involved in phase 3, and the main motto of the phase 3 is to determine the safety, efficacy, tolerability on the large scale. Then the main aim of the phase 3 of the clinical trial is to evaluate the value of the drug in relation with the already existing therapy. And the last step is the phase 4 of the clinical trial. The phase 4 is also called as the post marketing surveillance. Means the drug are under continuous observation 24/7 in the post marketing surveillance. It is a continuous study because there are certain drug that shows the adverse drug reaction many years after the treatment. Means the drugs can change their structure anytime, so the drugs need to be continuously observed, so the phase 4 studies are carried out. So in this so before the phase 4 studies, the NDA application is need to be submitted to the regulatory authority after the clinical trials. If the NDA is approved by the regulatory authority, then the drug is approved for launching into the market and the phase 4 studies are carried out. So in this way, in this topic, we have studied about the drug discovery and development and the different steps involved in drug discovery and development. Thank you.